the deep dive, the NIT. It's a lot like bowl games. Who's motivated? Who wants to be there? More on that in a second. But first, we have some new rules as they're tricking it up, trying to make it interesting. Number one, the game is split into 4 10-minute segments, but no stoppage of clock like the quarters. It just resets.
Yeah, but it's already interesting. We've got Syracuse against Greensboro, man. That's going to be fun. I mean, it's just a fun situation, especially with the blizzard in Syracuse. And I was supposed to not calling them quarters or just 10-minute segments, but the clock doesn't stop. Odd. It's a gimmick. I guess it's trying to make people interested.
After 4 fouls in any of the 10-minute segments, teams go into the bonus, but there's no 1-and-1. It's all 2 shots.
Yeah, and this is a big difference. We can expect a bunch of teams in the bonus. And you have a chance to go, obviously, in the bonus now twice and a half instead of once and a half. But when you're trying to adjust for totals, this is the one rule, well, one of the rule changes that certainly has bettors thinking overs, but the markets are thinking overs as well, as they always do with the lesser tournaments. NIT overs used to be a gold mine. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Now, what are they doing with the shot clock?
Well, the shot clock only gets reset to 20 seconds, not 30, when a play causes a team to inbound the ball on the offensive end of the court. Which basically it's going to force teams to get in their offensive sets a little bit quicker. And again, it's a 10-second difference on a handful of possessions. We're not talking about an enormous difference maker from a total standpoint, but it's something that the books have to adjust for, and they have to adjust for it in a way where they don't have a huge database to go look at and say, oh, this is how much we need to adjust for this. Therefore, the markets, there's a guessing game going on here. How much does all of this matter? And that's what makes the NIT, particularly for totals, very, very interesting right now, with the betting markets taking some strong opinions on some of these games early on.
And then you have to get to motivation. Who's excited to be there? I can't imagine Syracuse is. They felt they should have been in. Then it's hilarious. They play Greensboro. Remember what happened to Monmouth last year? Destroyed in their first game. And now you got to throw in spring break. First round, home teams on spring break in schedule order. So reduce home court by a point or so. Syracuse, Monmouth, Colorado State, Bama, Utah, Central Florida, Iowa, Houston, TCU, and Illinois State. You don't want to bet on a team that usually has a strong home court advantage if there's going to be more empty seats than fans. Another problem, too. The players want to be out there with the students having a good time as well. The last thing they want is to be practicing, and they're also coming off a loss.
Well, exactly. Every single team in the NIT got there because they lost their last game. There are no exceptions to that rule. Every team's there off a loss. Now, some of these squads, you're going to say, hey, we're interested. We want to make a run. We want a trip to Madison Square Garden. They can use it as motivation. Other squads, as you mentioned, man, think about it. All your friends just went on spring break, and you're sitting at home and you got a 7 a.m. practice, and you got the coach yelling at you, and your season's already a disappointment, and the crowd at the game isn't going to be like the crowds that you had during the regular season because all the students are gone. These tend to be spots where you want to be a little bit hesitant about laying some points. And you listed all the teams, every one of them, where the students aren't there this week. So be aware, those squads in particular, the home court edge, you have to knock it down a notch or two. And the markets don't always do that.
You have an idea, a guess as who's going to be motivated, excited, and who doesn't want to be there? It's hard. I know it's hard.
And one of the biggest issues with the NIT is that people try to play a guessing game with motivation. All right. I'm always looking for quotes. I'm not saying, well, they should be disappointed. I want to see a quote from a team, a player, somebody around the program saying the guys were really bummed out. They're not really interested in this. Until I see that, until I get that info, you have to assume that teams are going to play to their capabilities. I'm going to go back to the total for one more minute because it really, when we talk about with the bonus and the extra free throws and they're no 1-and-1, so they're going to get 2 free throw shots after that 4th foul in each of those 10-minute segments. Last year the markets adjusted pretty heavily to the rule changes, and you know what happens? All the secondary tourneys trended under because the numbers were inflated higher than they should be. We could see more of the same this year. The markets have made adjustments, and even if the markets make adjustment 2, 3, 4 points, obviously higher than it should be, aggregately, it will have a big impact on the bottom line of the NIT action over the course of the next couple of days.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.